What's up everybody, it's Monday night, it's the Late Night Agenda. I'm your host Craig and this is the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. I hope you're all well. It's great to have you all back with us. I really do have a lot of shit to get through tonight. I'm not even going to lie. We've got a full list of things to talk about. But this is your show, guys. So you let me know. If there's anything else, if there's anything I've missed out on and you want to talk about, please do let me know. Eagle-eyed viewers amongst you might notice that I've actually changed back. I've gone back to the old school webcam rather than the new Nikon that we bought. That's because the syncing issues we had over the last few nights were just unacceptable. You guys don't deserve that. You deserve better. So I've gone back to the older camera and I hope that will sort this out and we can enjoy the stream and we can get back to having a laugh on here, which is what we do best. As I said, we do have a lot of stuff to get through tonight, but I start every stream the same way by saying hello to everybody that's joined us. Andres Iniesta is in, which sounds really weird to say. Investa, actually, sorry. Wasim is in, Scotty's in, Gary Richards is in, Lars is in, Liverpool fan 10, an alien, which is a really strange thing to say. Liverpool fan 10 and Temper Ruins. How are we? Louise, you're back in as well. How are you? Great to have you in. Tom Boland, all the usual suspects starting to join us now as the stream kicks off. Guys, it's finally here. A couple of days away and the Reds are back in Premier League action. My God, does this feel like a long time. A very long time since we've played. It's fucking nuts. Feels too long. Too long. 10 days is just too long without an international break to go without football. When are we getting Connor in front of the camera? Danny, I don't know, mate. I've tried every day. I ask Connor, share the beauty with the world, mate. Share your gorgeous features with the world. But he's either too busy, too shy, or I don't know, too something else, Danny, mate. You're his mate. Maybe you can talk him into it. Mark, I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Who have we actually bought and what's his name? There's no fucking about with you guys. There's no messing about trying to figure out who we've bought or if it's a link. It's just straight in. Boom, give me the answer, Baldy. I want it now and I want names, Baldy. Give them to me now. Now, Baldy. Right, guys, look, I'm going to go through and start off with a couple of bits tonight. Sadio Mane. He's the first thing I want to have a chat about tonight. I'm sure you guys have seen it already. Sadio has come out and said that he was never interested in joining Real Madrid and that the rumours were complete nonsense. Now, how many times when he was stalling on that deal did we see little things popping up in the media? Oh, Sadio might be off. He's stalling on his Liverpool deal. He doesn't want to be here anymore. The grass is greener. All that type of nonsense that we've seen over and over and over again. So speaking to World Soccer, he said, speculation is part of football. You just learn to live with it and not take it too seriously. All I can say is that my only concern is Liverpool. Mo and Bobby, it seemed that everybody else was signing new contracts and they were saying to me, hey Sadio, when are you going to sign? I said to each one of them, don't worry bro, I'm going to sign. And he did, of course. I'm very happy here and I think people are happy with me too. We want to write our names alongside the many great ones in the history of this club. Hopefully it's the beginning of something special. Now, you could just say, we could be absolute fucking negative fuckers here and say, he's just saying that, that's what everybody says. Should we sign the new deal now? That's what you hear when everybody signs a new deal. Do you know what though? I fully believe him. And I fully believe him because we are building something special here. This club is on the up and up. And yes, maybe going to join Madrid or Barcelona, maybe Juventus. It's always going to be an option for players of that calibre. It's always going to be maybe something that's a little bit appealing. But there's something special happening at Liverpool Football Club at the minute under Jurgen Klopp. And the likes of Mo, Sadio, Bobby signing new deals really does just reiterate how good it is to be a Liverpool player at the minute. Well done Mane, said Liverpool legend. It's always lovely to hear things like that. Even if it is just saying them because he knows it's the right thing to say. I don't care. I'm a fickle football fan. Sadio, give it to me, mate. I'm happy to listen. If Rodgers was still in charge, I'd feel like this lad is Markovic 2.0, said Malone. On Sadio, what else have we got? Why would Sadio join Madrid? He's loyal, said Liverpool fan 10. And it is brilliant. I mean, look at, as an example, let's look at Felipe Coutinho and Emre Can. They've both left Liverpool recently. Emre Can went through a bit of an injury crisis at Juventus. He was out for a couple of months with, I think it was it, he had an operation on, what was it? It wasn't a gallbladder operation. It was something to do with, what's that thing that the chubby little chubster had? Anyway, he had a little operation that kept him out for 2 months. He's only starting to get back now. Coutinho's not doing very well at Barcelona. According to Barcelona fans now, I don't watch enough of him because I don't give a fuck about him since he left. So I don't watch enough of him at Barcelona to really give a shit. But from what I can gather, he's not. The fans aren't happy with him over there, so they're letting him know about that. And basically the point that I'm getting at here is sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes staying at Liverpool is the right move to make. Or sometimes staying in the Premier League, not just at Liverpool, but sometimes the Premier League is the right move to make, because this is a damn fine league full of good clubs, good players, great fans, and what I like to believe is the best league in the world. Skipper Dog is in. How are you, sir? Who else have we got in? Sadio said Malone. Firmino's not satisfied till he gets his hands on the trophy. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see Steven Gerrard look on as Jordan Henderson lifts the Premier League trophy. That's going to be a strange fucking sight to see. I wonder what will be going through CVG's head if that does happen and Hendo lifts that trophy. I'm sure, do you know what? I'm sure he's that much of a fucking legend that he'd wish him well. Man U get Chelsea. I want Chelsea to win, or Man U to win may win the FA Cup, said Liverpool legend. I looked at that earlier on and I thought, you know what? Fair fucking play to them if they do get through, because that means they'll have got through Arsenal away and have got through Chelsea away if they get through. So you can't say they've had an easy run in the FA Cup. Obviously I want everybody to get fucking knocked out of it. United over, Chelsea over, Arsenal over, all the Premier League teams are all our challengers around it, and I want somebody like Barnet to go and win the FA Cup. And by the way, did you see their game tonight against Brentford? Holy fuck, what a game of football. Apart from Madley, anyone called Madley just shouldn't be allowed referee, by the way. I mean, it should be a birthright. What's your surname? Madley? No, not allowed referee, dickhead. Your family have ruined this already. Absolutely shocking decision from Bobby Madley for the penalty there for Brentford. But look, I digress. LFC Boya for the win, or LCFC Boya for the win. I keep doing that, don't I? Every time I see that, I shorten it down to LFC. Ryan, how are you? Unfortunately, buddy, Leicester aren't winning jack shit on Wednesday. This is going to be a Liverpool 3 points. I'm sound, mate. Can't wait till Wednesday. Easy win for us. 4-1. 4-1 Mark's going for on Wednesday. That is very, very confident. Grass is always greener on the other side. I think you mean isn't there, Stephen. What do you make of City's fixtures being compressed? Look, I tried to avoid this, Imran. I tried to stay away from the whole moaning about them being playing before us, them getting their fixtures compressed, as you said. Some people are going to say it's a conspiracy. I'm not one of those people. I think we've went through a period where we played before Manchester City recently, if you remember. A few games we played ahead of them, now they're playing ahead of us. Do you know what? I don't give a fuck. I just want Liverpool to go and handle Liverpool's business. Manchester City have a tough run of games coming up. Let's see how they get on through those games, and then we'll reassess afterwards. But I'm not going to allow anyone to derail my thinking, and I'm not going to allow anyone to try and get in our heads. Liverpool are 4 points clear to the top of the Premier League. It's up to us to stay that way. All Manchester City can do is keep winning, and all we can do is keep fucking winning. And if we both keep winning, they ain't catching us because we're 4 points clear. I know it sounds stating the bleeding obvious, but it is what it is. They've played Newcastle, Arsenal, Everton and Chelsea. Jesus, that is not an easy run through, is it? No club is better than Liverpool. Fuck the other clubs, said Stephen Richards. Love it. Stevie loves Hendo, said Paul Ward. He does, mate, you're right. He speaks very highly of him. City have been blessed all season in the cup draws. Good. Let them go far in every fucking cup competition as far as I'm concerned. Let them play right till the end. Let them get far in everything. All the games they want, as many games as they can play. That'll do me just fine. Not been here for ages, sorry, said Luke. Luke, no need to ever apologise, mate. It's a pleasure to have anybody in watching us, and we appreciate everyone that drops in. How weird is it? I mean, obviously the syncing must be okay tonight, because not one person has said to me it's off, which is, you know, a godsend at this point after the last few nights. Do you do your eyebrows? In what way, mate? Do I shave them? Do I trim them? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I do. When you've got something as big and as bushy as this motherfucker, you need to sometimes. So yeah, occasionally I do. I say I do. Well, I would get the wife to do it, because, you know, if I did, I'd end up with no eyebrows. Easy win, 4-0, said Lars. Wow, nice. Hi Craig, didn't get a notification tonight. Have you any idea what happened? Sean, I can't tell you. I've no idea. And you're not the first one or the last one to say it to us, buddy. Unfortunately, it's something that YouTube have been fucking us over with for a while. I don't think they're doing it intentionally, but people have the notifications turned on and they're just not getting notified. And we did schedule this stream as well, so you should have got a notification. I can't explain why, mate. Don't care what the score is, all I want is 3 points, said Tom Boland. Hopefully Higuain can score versus City. I'll never understand that signing. It's just another desperate signing for me. A 31-year-old on the wane, slightly, well, is he slightly overweight now? He will be in pre-season, I guarantee you that much. Higuain, I don't know. I just don't know. Stating the bleeding obvious. Yeah, that's a very, very Irish thing to say. Pedro said, Leicester, always tough. They are, mate. No, I even said that when I did my little video for our friend Leicester City Football Club, Boya. They can be a pain in the arse for us, Leicester. But at Anfield, you know, if this was at the King Power, I'd be much more worried. At Anfield, I'm feeling confident. I have to say, I'm feeling confident. I'm pulling out the lucky shirt for this one. And for those of you that are wondering, we will have a watch along of the game. Will be, what time is the game? 7:45 or 8 o'clock? I can't remember. I haven't got my phone on me. If it's a 7:45 kickoff, the watch along will start at 7:15. If it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, the watch along will start at 7:30. Kev said, Craig, who is Charlene? I gather you're asking this because of the Twitter account, Kev. Is that correct? Charlene is, was it Red Raider Shar on Twitter? I think her name is Red Raider Shar. And she should be in here as well in the chat somewhere. I'll point her out to you when she's in. Dirty Girl is in the house. How are you, my friend? Great to have you in. Far Isle is listening, cooking and feeding all the pets. And see, Dave, I could have read that completely wrong, mate, and said listening and cooking all the pets, and that could have fucked up everything there. We could have both been in a whole heap of trouble. City can have the Chavi Cup double. We'll have the good stuff, so fuck City, said Stephen. What's this? You know, man, Shifty, make a payment. Is there... Can we get a translator for that one? I have no idea. Is there subtitles on that comment? Fuck YouTube, said Stephen Richards. Right, let me push on. I spoke last night about Adrien Rabiot, and I've said, for those of you that did catch the very quick stream that we did last night, Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Adrien Rabiot is stalling over a potential move to Spurs in January, as he had hoped to join Liverpool if he ever left the League One side for the Premier League. Get French Football News are reporting that Pochettino has been in talks to try and bring Rabiot to Spurs this month. It does seem that Liverpool have cooled their interest in Rabiot, but you can never say never in these things. And it's important to remember that Rabiot is only 23 years of age. He's leaving on a free contract in the summer, so you can buy him now, 10 million, maybe something like that, 10, 12 million. But for a player 23 years of age, as experienced as he is, both internationally and with Paris Saint-Germain, that's going to be a damn fine signing to whoever gets him. Now, I know a lot of people will say we don't need him, and I can completely understand that as well. But it is still nice to hear that if he wanted to come to the Premier League, Liverpool will be his first choice. That shouldn't be a shock to many of you who will have seen his Instagram posts and stuff like that over the past couple of seasons, where, you know, he's clearly a fan of Liverpool, or at least likes the atmosphere in the club. Interesting to see if Spurs can nab him, though. I mean, they really do need bodies at this point. A lot of people telling me kickoff is at 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for that. So 7:30 then, the watch along will start. And do you know what we're going to do? We'll have the watch along on Wednesday at 7:30. When that finishes, I'm going to have just a 10-minute break, and then I'm going to go straight into the late night agenda. So we're going to be going from 7:30 till probably midnight. So it's going to be a long ass bit of live material coming up on Wednesday night. So I hope you can all join us for that one. Guys, as you can see, we have grown a lot. An awful lot over the past few months. So if you're new, or you're watching, or you've come over from a friend at Leicester City Football Club, Boya, or maybe Mark Goldbridge just sent you over from the United Stand, let me take a moment to welcome you all to the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. If you could do me a massive favour though, and hit that subscribe button, and of course turn on the notifications, and then before you head off at any stage, just drop a like on the stream. That would mean the world to us. Thank you so much. Jack Ryan said, prediction for the Leicester game. 2-0 I think is what I've said, Jack, most of the week, mate. I'm very respectful of Leicester. I mean, they're a good football club. They're a little bit Jekyll and Hyde this season though, so I'm hoping we get the shitty Leicester, but Jamie Vardy is a constant pain in the arse for us. But I think we can do this by a couple of goals, so I'll go for a clean sheet and go 2-0, but a 3-1 wouldn't surprise me either. Luke Nelm said, if we won the league this year, next year, would you want to target the cups or focus on the league again? It's a good shout, Luke. If we win the league this year, retaining it is something that hasn't been done very often, so it's not something that I'd expect us to do. I would love to go far in the Champions League next year, but I do think we have to be a bit more respectful of the domestic cups next season. I think this year, it's just because of the 29 years since Liverpool have won a league title, mate. It's ridiculous. We can't let it go any further, so they had to be laser focused this year. When we got ourselves into the position that we're now in, I think it's only right that we put all our eggs so much in one basket. I know you've got the Champions League as well, and as far as we can go in that, I'll be over the moon, but it's all about the Premier League. You cannot waste this chance. You have to throw everything at it and try and get over the line. Adrien Rabiot has an attitude for a guy who's going to be on the bench. He's not the right man. I understand where you're coming from, but we can't just look at an 11 as well. I know you say he's going to be on the bench, and I understand your point, but we need to have 3 players nearly in every position at this point. 2 anyway. Oh man, Shifty made a payment to get their games extended. Gotcha, Tony. Sorry, mate. Now I got you. Robbio to Spurs would be some step down from Barcelona. He must hate Frankie de Jong, said Brian Morrissey. I still can't understand the wages that dude is on. I mean, the other night on the stream we spoke about kids being overpaid, or kids having to pay a ridiculous amount of money for any young player these days. £300,000 a week de Jong is going to be getting at Barcelona at 21 years of age. £300,000 a week. Now where the fuck is his contract going to go down the line? Only up and up and up. And you know, if he's on 300 grand a week, Messi's going to turn around and go, hello, dickheads, pony up. Messi wants more cash, and you can't blame him. Heme is in. How are you, sir? Great to have you with us. Right, a few of you want to know, I suppose, about the title of tonight's stream, so let me just get straight to it. Apparently, and I'm going to go through this bit by bit, Liverpool have agreed a €20 million deal with Trabzonspor for 19-year-old Turkish midfielder Abdul Kadir Amor, and apparently the transfer is set to go through at the end of the season. Now there's been a couple of sources on this one, but the main one really seems to have come from James Knowlton on Twitter via is it ajansport.com, AJANNSPOR.com. Now this is a player who we've been linked with pretty much the entirety of this window, and if we're being honest, none of us had fucking heard of him before this window, unless of course you do watch the Turkish league, in which case you probably have. The Turkish Messi is the phrase you're going to hear thrown around a little bit. I'm not going to lie, I know absolutely SFA about this lad at all. But if the Reds are looking to tie down a deal, and it does seem like there is some credibility to this, because we even had James Pearce in the Echo at one point saying that Liverpool aren't going to move Lallana on in this window and bring in a 19-year-old Turkish kid as his replacement. If anything, that might be something put off till the summer. I'm paraphrasing there, so don't, that's not exactly what James Pearce said, but it was something along those lines. Now, it makes sense if Liverpool look to tie this deal down for the summer. Adam Lallana will certainly be fine to get through the rest of the season, I hope. So, what's your thoughts on this one, guys? Does anybody really know much about this kid? I'm going to call him Amor, if that's alright, because I don't want to go through the Abdul Kadir all the time, because look at the state of me trying to say it just once. Right. Where's the guy that said clickbait? Let me just get back to him. Where is he? Hang on, where is he? Where's his little clickbait comments? There we are. Clickbait. Let me talk to you about clickbait, my friend Akula, because I can't pronounce your first name. So let me talk to you about clickbait. Clickbait is something that has no credibility to it whatsoever. Everything I'm saying to you has been reported in the fucking news by multiple people, mate. I'm not making up shit to get you on here. That's not what I do. If anybody watches this channel or knows me, they'll know that I don't talk shit. They'll know that I don't make up transfers that don't exist. I give my honest opinion on absolutely fucking everything. So if you think this is clickbait, mate, fuck off. There you go. You know what the door is. Use it. James Pearce denied the reports, didn't he? Then again, he does that to every player, said Louis. 3-0 for me, said Paul Ward, for this game. Right, let me get down to your comments on this guy. Greetings from Los Angeles, said Louis. How are you, sir? Great to have you with us. Next year, once we win the Premier League, Klopp will have no excuses to put the third team out, said Liverpool legend. Messi earns €600,000 a week. Yes, now. And he deserves every damn penny of it. But if you look at this kid coming in, what's £300,000 a week? About €370,000 a week, something like that. And what has Frankie de Jong done in his career? Lionel Messi has been the best player of his generation, so I can imagine that he'll be telling Barcelona he wants a renewed deal. And this wasn't the only transfer news tonight, by the way, guys. There was a couple more things as well, which we will get through. How are we, Mr. Boya? Great to have you in, sir. How are you feeling about the game on Wednesday? You looking forward to it? I know you predicted, I think last night, you predicted a 2-1 win for Leicester, if memory serves. Okay, here we go. Are you agreeing if Coutinho goes to... Am I angry if Coutinho goes to Manchester United? He's not going to go to Manchester United, so I wouldn't worry about it. And I'm not just saying that because it's Manchester United, because Manchester United are absolutely capable of buying anybody in the world pretty much, because they're a fantastically wealthy football club. But he's not going to go there. And not again because of anything to do with Liverpool. He's going to be at Barcelona. They're not going to move him on. He will settle in there and he'll be fine. All our best players are young, newly signed and are on long-term contracts. We're in position to challenge consistently for the league over the next 5 or 6 years, said Brian Morrissey. He actually said 4 or 5, but my brain somehow read that out was 5 or 6. Apologies, Brian. Is Gomez fit for Leicester at home? No, Scotty, he isn't. He won't be available for this game. I'll have a crack at the starting 11 tomorrow. I will put it up for tomorrow night's preview stream. I'll put it up where the league table is there now. I'll put a picture there of my guess at the starting 11 tomorrow. Boya's going for a 2-2 draw. Was your prediction? Sorry, mate. I thought you said 2-1, but there you go. I'll take a 2-2. I'll take it. It's better than you predicting 2-1. At least you've been a little bit more realistic there. Obviously, though, what am I expecting you to say? I'm hardly going to have you on here and go, yeah, Leicester are going to get hockeyed. Yeah, no, we're going to bow down to Liverpool. I'd be the same in your position, buddy. DCB is in the house. How are you, sir? Great to have you in. The whole Man United thing with Coutinho was bullshit, said Poochmount. It is. It's absolute nonsense. And it's been called out as bullshit by journalists time and time again. But people just see the two names beside each other and lose their minds and go, oh, fuck Coutinho. He's going to United. Fuck him. It ain't going to happen, my friends. Messi also earns millions from sponsors. Already earns 50 million a year, including bonuses. I couldn't tell you, mate. I haven't got a clue on that one. Fuck Coutinho, said Kev. Love it. And Dico said, hi Craig, hope you had a good day. Bet the police were ecstatic. Wimbledon beat West Ham. Otherwise would have been West Ham against Millwall. Fucking hell. Yes, I will get on to that actually. I have a little bit that I wanted to talk about on that one yesterday. So just a quick note around the violence that took place around the Millwall-Everton game. I sincerely hope the police find and convict every single one of the scumbags that were involved in that. Football is a sport and a means of entertainment and enjoyment for us. These animals have absolutely no place within our sport, and this type of behaviour can't become the norm of football anymore. I can't even begin to comprehend the life-changing injuries that was sustained by that man when he had, I think it was a man, wasn't he, had his face slashed from here to here? What was the purpose of it? I mean, what was the purpose of that heinous act on him? Male bravado? Tribalism? I don't know. Something equally as pathetic, perhaps. But that man went to a football game and now has life-changing injuries. Over what? Over what? Trying to look fucking hard. Trying to make out that your football club is an intimidating place to go to. Fuck off. There's no place for that in our sport. None. There's no place for that in our society as a whole. Knife crime is on the rise, it seems. That needs to be nipped in the bud. A police officer was put in hospital as well. This is absolutely scumbag behaviour of the highest order. No place for it in society. No place for it in football whatsoever. It doesn't put all fan rivalries aside. This was an Everton fan that was put in hospital. An Everton fan. There's no need for it. There is absolutely no need for it. So as I said earlier on, I hope that the police catch and convict every single one of these fucking animals. Because that's what they are. Absolute animals. And I hope that they get the book thrown at them when they get pulled up in court. Because there's umpteen footage of this. The police have officers there just gathering images, just collecting data, standing in the middle of these, getting bricks fucked at them and things thrown at them, and they're standing there filming because they need evidence for court. So fair play to them. We often give the police a lot of stick, but you know what? I've been to many sporting occasions around the world, and I always say I've found British police pretty damn good at football games. I mean, we mightn't like them all the time, but I've always found them very amiable, very friendly, very approachable. And there's no place for this shit in our sport, guys. No place for it whatsoever. And I'm not calling all Millwall fans scum. Far from it. I don't know Millwall fans. I don't know any of them. I've no right to speak about them. But whoever committed these acts is an animal that needs locking up. It's just no place for it. There's no place for it in the sport. Anyway, I did say it was just a quick note on it because I don't want to have the stream taken over by these scumbags. Boya said Millwall should be removed from the FA Cup in his opinion. Millwall have always had the reputation since the 70s, said Paul Turner. Was the man a Scouser? I couldn't tell you, mate. I'd be lying if I said where exactly he was from. Animals behave better, said Kev. Millwall should be dismantled forever. Evening fellow table toppers. Love it, John. Love it, mate. I reckon Coutinho is slightly regretting leaving and seeing how well we're doing. It must hurt. If it was his dream move, then you know he couldn't regret it. If it really was his dream move, then I reckon he should just knuckle down and get on with it. Bragging rights for when they do their next line, whatever shithole pub they frequent, said Anthony Peters. He was a dickhead as much as the guy that had the Stanley Blade. What was this? They were all going out of hammer and tongs. Dickheads, said Kev. Again, there's no fucking place for fighting like that in football. None. I mean, a lot of us in here are parents. We want to bring our kids to these type of occasions. Football is entertainment as well as sport. It's big business as well. They're not going to want to see this shit come back like it was in the 80s and stuff. I mean, there's just no place for it in a modern society. He needs to be put away for attempted murder, said Skipper Dog. Graham Holmes is in. How are you, sir? They should just add us back in instead of Millwall, said Connor. There you go. And we'd still put out the fucking reserves. Hello, Albania, Kosovo. How are you? Thanks for the shows you do. My pleasure, mate. Thank you for joining us. How do you become a mod on the YouTube channel? There's no hard and fast rules to it, mate. It's pretty much just catch us on a good day and we'll give you a mod. That's pretty much it. But we've got so many at the minute that we're trying not to give out any new ones because look, there's blue spanners all over the place. Ella, how are you, my friend? What that Millwall fan did was horrific. These kids going to games, it needs to be kicked out of any sport. Craig, there's a video on Facebook of it and they'll be barred from the den from the official club. I mean, look at it as a game. It was an amazing game of football, great spectacle. If you're an Everton fan, obviously you're pissed off at the decision that didn't go your way, but as a spectacle, it was a fantastic game of football. A great advert for the FA Cup on the field. Off the field, well, we've just spoken about that, haven't we? Oren said, did you see the 17-year-old Bayern player from Luxembourg, Ryan Johansson, who committed his international future to Ireland? No, I didn't, Oren, but nice. Nice. That's weird. Ryan Johansson. Doesn't sound like the most Irish of Irish players, Oren, but you know what? We'll take him. If Newcastle play like a gang of puddings tomorrow, Craig, I hope they go down and Rafa gets a proper job. What are we expecting from that tomorrow, guys? I'm expecting a City win, but I'm expecting Newcastle to be plucky. I'm going maybe 3-1, something like that to Manchester City. But you know what? If they could get a point, that'd do very nicely indeed. Do you think Grujic will be part of the team next year? He's almost a forgotten man, Sim, isn't he? He's doing very well, by all accounts, over in Hertha Berlin, and I'm just taking accounts from his manager because I don't watch Hertha Berlin, but I've always said that I do think he has a future at the club because you can see that there's something in Marko Grujic. If he can progress his game on, he's a big physical lad as well. In that midfield, yes, I probably think he does have a future at the club. I'd be interested to see if he gets another loan next year, and I know that would seem strange, but the more football he can get under his belt this young, the better. And if memory serves me correct, I think he signed a new deal before he went to Hertha. Actually, I'm almost certain he signed a new deal before he went to Hertha. Look what happened to that boy last year, the Liverpool fan. Exactly. I mean, there's just no place for it in football. None. If you punish the club, you might get fans pretending to be fans of another club to just get them punished. Yes, I understand that as well, mate. Yeah, the club will be held accountable to some extent, of course. But you're right in what you're saying. You can always get dickheads pretending to be fans from other clubs. But in the main, I think the clubs and the police will probably have a fair idea what specific groups were behind this, or at least involved in it. Daz is in. How are you, my friend? Good evening to you, Craig. Looking forward to joining you guys for the match on Wednesday. Brilliant. I hope you have some fun, Daz. It's the watch-alongs are usually a laugh. And I'm going to be replying to the guys from the Calgary Supporters Club afterwards, actually. They're going to join us for the watch-along and the post-match show, and we're going to answer the questions and hopefully get to know a few guys from that wonderful supporters club over in Canada. The Millwall fans would be taught a lesson in Russia, believe me, said Dirty Girl. What's your ideal way to win the league? Oof. As easily as possible, Kev, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'd love it done and dusted a month before the league finished, or 4 or 5 games to go, but ideally, if you look back on it in hindsight, you'd love something right at the death, wouldn't you? The last day of the season, something magic to happen, a massive turnaround, something like Manchester City-esque, the way they won the league when Aguero scored that goal. But I'd much prefer it really right now to be something nice and simple and straightforward. Can I be a mod, Craig? I've been here since April. As I said, I hate saying no because I feel like a dick, but we can't just keep giving them out because we've so fucking many. Luke, you have though. To be fair, mate, you've been here a very fucking long time. So there you go. Done, my friend. Welcome. Hope you're well, Craig. Said John. I'm very good, thank you, mate. I hope you are as well. Gerrard or Lampard? Gerrard, obviously. Who do Liverpool want to sign? In which sense, Kenny? Are you talking about me in my stream links here, or my title of the stream? That's the guy Omar, or what's his name? Amor. What's the guy? Abdul Kadir Amor, the 20-year-old guy or 19-year-old guy from Trabzonspor. Apparently, we've done a deal to sign him for €20 million at the end of the season. Win it at Old Trafford, said Luke. I don't think we'll be able to win it that early. And what are we playing them? February? Yeah, I think. Is it February or March? I think it's February. It'd be a little bit too early. Millwall fans fought amongst themselves in the FA Cup semi-final in 2013 versus Wigan at Wembley. How excited will it be if Newcastle take points tomorrow? It'll be great, but all we can really do is just take care of our own business on Wednesday. And I know I sound like a negative fucking bastard, but that's all you can do. I just want us to take care of whatever we need to take care of and see whatever happens. Danny said, yo mate, just subscribe. Thank you very much, Danny. Pleasure to have you with us, pal. I hope you continue to enjoy the channel. See, Aldo had a little dig at City, saying they're a small club and the expectations and pressure of their club is huge. Look, they are a small club, Graham. I mean, the truth is Manchester City are a small club. They're a very well financed club, a very well backed club with great facilities, and a club that are trying to establish itself and make a worldwide brand. But they are a small club. It's the truth. They can't sell out shit. They don't have enough fans. I'd say a good percentage of their fans are new to the game, or at least, you know, burned their Chelsea jerseys last year and came back over. Use the force wisely, young Luke, said Kev. Right, let me get back up and see what else I had to talk about. I've done that, and I've done that. Great, let's move through. Yes, some of you weren't on last night, so I'll go through my bullshit rumour of the week, because every so often I find one that I just like to throw out there and just laugh at. So Don Ballon, that brilliant publication from Spain, claimed that Liverpool are the latest Premier League club to be linked with a transfer swoop for Real Madrid attacking midfielder Marco Asensio. The figure being mentioned is probably the only thing I find anyway believable in this, and that was £72 million. Now, somebody pointed out to me last night that we were linked to this guy in the summer and it was over 100 million or something like that. Well, Don Ballon are saying Liverpool, the latest club to be linked to Real Madrid's attacking midfielder Marco Asensio. Look, bullshit as far as I'm concerned. It's just not going to happen. When's the last time we signed a player from Real Madrid? A decent player from Real Madrid. Let alone throwing down 72 million for it. It just isn't going to happen. So that's my bullshit rumour of the week. And of course, if you think otherwise, or you think we are gonna go for him, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. VVD a doubt for Wednesday, said Anthony. Where's this coming from? Is this still the illness? I guarantee he plays. I'd be amazed if Van Dijk doesn't wheel himself out there to play. Even if he has to wear a nappy because he's got the shits, he'll still play because he's a fucking legend. United away is the only game I can see us dropping points, said O-Dog. It's going to be difficult. There's no two ways about it. It is. But it's going to be difficult for Manchester City as well. That's why I think this is a really fair title run in. You can talk about them playing first or in the near future. But if you look at the games that we both have to play, they're very, very similar in nature. A lot of tough games at home. I think we have United away and Everton away. I think they're the only, what you class as tricky on paper. Games away from home, the rest are at home, which, you know, I'm always happy when Liverpool have tough games at home. Charlene, there we are. That's Charlene O'Hara there, Kev, is Charlene, the one you were asking me about a few moments ago. Asensio rumour is bullshit, I agree, said Poochmount. 26 and 72 million. I'd want ready-made world beater at that price, and Asensio isn't one, said Graham Holmes. Who's the midfielder? The Abdul Kadir Amor is one of them, mate, and that's the guy that is the 20 million one that you've seen in the name of the stream. He is a kid from Trabzonspor that a couple of media outlets have said we've agreed a deal to bring him in at the end of the season. We were linked to him earlier on in the window as well. And James Pearce said he could be looked at as a possible Adam Lallana replacement. But he didn't see us moving Lallana on or bringing this kid in this window. But, you know, reports suggest we've agreed that one. Blakely said Liverpool have rejected Turkish reports that they've agreed to £17 million to Sile, Trabzonspor midfielder Abdul Kadir Amor, according to the Echo. The Echo, huh? The Echo. God bless them. They do like to pour cold water on everything, and I do like the Echo. VVD has to play. Lovren and Matip at centre back is bad. It's not too bad, to be fair. Gary's gone balls out. 7-0 to the Reds on Wednesday. Nice. West Ham away could be tricky as well as Southampton, but we shouldn't fear them. West Ham away should be straightforward, Paul. They'll just capitulate, as they always do. Lovren and Matip, aka the Chuckle Brothers, said Adam. I'm shitting it now, Craig. Why? Why? It'll be grand. Don't worry about it. We have quality. I don't understand this worrying. We're at home. We've got quality players. If we need to use Lovren and Matip, we'll use Lovren and Matip. It'll be grand. Can you see us beating the Manx? It'll be a hard game at their place, but the win's there. Liam, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a difficult game going to Old Trafford with the form that they're in at the minute. And, well, no, we don't know if they'll still be in that form, but, you know, their tails are certainly up. It's going to be a difficult game. But, as I keep saying, we have a 4-point gap. So, worst case scenario, we drop points there and we kept winning everywhere else. We still have a bit of breathing space. Manchester City don't have that luxury. Manchester City lose one game now and a 7-point gap opens up. I personally think that's it. I don't think that they'll claw back 7 points again. They were, I won't say lucky to beat us 2-1 because that would be unfair. It was a ball going off a post for one team going in and a ball going off a post and not going in for the other team. That was the difference in that game. I'm not going to begrudge them their win. They earned it fair and square. There was no shitty decisions. Referee didn't fuck us over. No complaints from me on that one. Hassan, there's one sure way that I'm not going to read out your comments, mate, and that's by bitching about not reading them out. Do you see how many comments are on the screen here? I cannot read every single one, mate. So I'm sorry if I missed your comment, but it wasn't done on purpose. Please stop bitching about it. Vardy would have a field day against Lovren and Matip. Oh, I love that nobody rates our fucking players. Absolutely, I find it hilarious. I rate Lovren and Matip. I think they'll do just fine if they play. They're not the greatest defenders in the world, but they should be able to handle Vardy between them, along with Fabinho beside them and Andy Robertson on the left. Why do people just... the heads fall off? People just don't rate any of our squad, and it pisses me off rightly. These players are professional footballers, and all of them combined have gotten Liverpool to where they are now. I mean, sometimes I think we need to show them a little bit more respect. It's not like we're playing fucking Alberto Moreno at centre back here and maybe putting, I don't know, who else can I... Lazar Markovic left side of midfield. If we score 4 against West Ham, it'll be the 3rd time in a row, said Liverpool legend. Can't see Liverpool spending 90 million on a 19-year-old. It appears at odds with our policy. Seems absolutely in line with our policy to me, mate. Makes perfect sense. What's 19 million these days for a player? Very, very little. Yeah, to me anyway. Maybe we, as I said, we all read these things a little bit differently from time to time, but for me that seems pretty bang on with our policy. I mean, Lazar Markovic as an example didn't work out, and I know that was before Kloppo. I'm just trying to think back through. I think there's absolutely no worries spending it. I rate Matip and Lovren, said Liverpool legend. Fuck Vardy, said Stephen Richards. Lovren and Matip are cow shit. Jamal Thompson, you can go and fuck yourself, mate. That's one sure way for you to get fucked out. Adios, dickhead. Coming and calling our players cow shit. It's not going to wash, mate. We're a Liverpool supporters channel. You can say we've got better. You can say that you'd be worried about them. Call them cow shit and you can fuck right off out the door. Unless he's given the green light to train on Tuesday, he's unlikely to feature against the Foxes. James Pearce, with regards to Van Dijk. It's an illness Van Dijk has now, isn't it? It's not an injury from what I can gather. Look at Vardy's previews with Matip and Lovren. Doesn't mean anything though. It means absolutely nothing. I don't know. I just choose not to be negative all the time. And I remember, I'll pull you all back to the Everton game. And I could go back and pull up the comments from that game, and I could name and shame about 15 people in this group who were giving the title to Manchester City, who were just saying, that's it. Drawing with Everton here just gives City the title. Just giving up completely. And it wasn't the first time, and it won't be the last time. And look what happened there. We turned it around. We pulled back a deficit, and we ended up moving to 7 points away from Manchester City. I think we need to believe a little bit more, folks. These players have got us here. Time to back them and let other people worry about us and help them get over the line. That's just my look at this anyway. I'm going to back the players. Lovren helped us in Croatia to massive finals. People should just respect him and not jump on the bandwagon. Craig been on to DHL and even they won't take Markovic. Thankfully, there's only a few months left. Carrie said, oh my god, my mum is dating someone that looks like Markovic. I told him to get out of Liverpool and cut your hair. Nice one, Carrie. I like Lovren, by the way. Wijnaldum is underrated. Wijnaldum is an excellent footballer, and I've been impressed so much by the way he's upped his levels this season. Competitions come in, midfield's been very, very tough, but he's nailed down his place. One of the first names on the team sheet. I've been very, very impressed with Genia this season. Hope people asking about me said nice things. It was just Kev, the guy right underneath you in that comment, who was asking who you were. A Chelsea fan told me that John Terry was a bigger legend than Gerrard, which made me laugh. I suppose it depends which way you look at it. He was certainly a Chelsea club legend, and I don't think we can deny that one. I mean, he's nowhere near as good a footballer as Steven Gerrard, but I mean, to them, he must be, but to us, as you said, it looks silly. Alisson is in goal this time. It'll be different against Vardy, said Tom Jones. To be fair to Alisson, or to be fair in this conversation, Alisson didn't exactly, fill me full of confidence in the last game. There was at least one of those I felt he should have saved. And I love Alisson, by the way. But I'm just trying to be fair in my assessment of everybody. Okay, what else have we got? I like Matip, but Lovren I've never rated, as he has moments but needs to be consistent. Yes, there's no denying, Louis, that Lovren has had fuck-up moments. I mean, yes, it's pretty obvious, but he's also had very, very good patches where he's played very well for us. But look, I can't deny that he's made massive mistakes that people remember. Brian said I prefer Matip alongside VVD. Stevie Richards reckons we need Raggy back. He wasn't even playing for Calgary tonight, or Cagliari. He must be injured. Do you think we need Rabiot? Asked Wasim. It depends, is my answer, Wasim. Depends who we move on in the summer, and it depends if we can get him in at a reasonable wage. I would say go ahead, pull the trigger. But then somebody else made a very good point about Marko Grujic and what happens with him, and there's a question to be answered there as well. Silver Ship Spaceship said, I hope you sign Van Aanholt from Crystal Palace as Moreno replacement. I think a couple of people have mentioned that to me in the streams gone by, mate, so seems to be a few people thinking along the same lines. Is Genie available for Wednesday's game? The last I'd heard, he was very close, but I cannot say either way, and I don't want to lead people down the wrong path. I'm going to put him in my team. That's how much I think he'll make it, but I don't know is the honest answer. Richard Williams said, hello Craig, do you watch Cop Talk, and have you seen last season's game against Wolves going for 6,000? I've seen the tickets, mate. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, and if anybody paid $6,000 for a ticket, they want to have their head checked. No, I don't watch Cop Talk, mate, and that's not to say anything negative about them at all. I just don't watch them. I just don't know who they are. Who do you play now the VVDs are out for the Leicester match? This would be an easy answer if we had a right back. So you can ask, do we play Camacho at right back, and do we move Fabinho in to play alongside somebody at centre back? But it makes more sense for me to just put in Matip, Lovren, Fabinho and Andy Robertson. It's not ideal, but you know what? I think would be okay. I worked out that Markovic has earned over 15.6 million, 60 grand a week over his time as Liverpool player. His wages are 50 grand a week that I'm aware of, Jack. I think Lovren was our best player in the Champions League final last season. He completely silenced Ronaldo. Lovren has had many, many, many good games for Liverpool, but much like Jordan Henderson, he doesn't get the adulation that he deserves. So absolutely, he's made fuck ups. We're all aware of them, and he's certainly been called out on them. But as you pointed out, he has played many good games for Liverpool. Trent is not available that I'm aware of. I think he's still a couple of weeks away, Scotty. John Hamilton's lineup versus Leicester would be Alisson, Camacho, Robbo, Van Dijk, Matip, Keita, Fabinho, Gini, Bobby, Salah and Mane. And he's gone for 2-1 to the Reds. Krishna said Matt Ritchie as a Moreno replacement. He's not good enough, Krishna, is the honest answer. He was almost moved to a championship team during this window. Rafa doesn't even rate him, so I wouldn't bring him in personally. Before the City game, Lovren hadn't had a bad game for ages. He can do a job, said Danny. I agree, Danny. Absolutely. He needs to stop talking about winning games and winning shit, because that seems to have a bit, I don't know if it's just jinxed us or whatever, but yeah, I agree. He'll absolutely be fine if he plays. 6 grand for the ticket's mad expensive. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Go on your own and watch Liverpool play in the last game of the season, or bring your family on a 2-week all-inclusive holiday to Barbados. It's just madness. And anybody who paid 6 grand, they want their head examined. Because all they're doing is giving these fuckers the green light to charge that much next time and the time after that. Craig, think we should have kept hold of Klein. Yes, Stephen. I'm absolutely baffled why Nathaniel Klein was allowed to leave the football club. I cannot find any sensible reason why he was allowed to do it. I know Klopp said he wanted to play games, and if that's the reason, fair play. But can any of us really say that we couldn't do with Nathaniel Klein in and around the club for the rest of the season? It's a strange one to me, and all I can think of is that there must be something more to it that none of us know about. And things should be private at times, but Nathaniel Klein is certainly good enough to be at this club at this moment. VVD's gonna defo start. Ain't seen anything that says he's not, said Liam. Somebody posted in earlier on, mate, that he was on the fence, or if he didn't train tomorrow he wasn't going to be playing. Jack reckons Virgil will be fine for the game. Stevie Richards gone 4-1 to the Reds on Wednesday. I love the positivity. Carrie Bonner said easy win Wednesday, 4-1, Egyptian King, the Terminator, Bobby and the Swiss Superman. Love it. Graham Holmes said, well, if people say Hendo was shy, they're wrong and bordering on clueless. He's been here 7 or 8 years. 3, 4, 5 managers can't be wrong. And as international managers as well, Graham, can't be wrong. You're right. We don't see Jordan Henderson day in, day out on the training ground. We do see him on the pitch. And yes, he's had some bad games occasionally. So has everybody. But you're right, he does not get the credit he deserves. If we lose, Henderson and Lovren get fucking slaughtered. If we win and we all play well, they don't get the same credit that the rest of the players get. And look, nobody's infallible. Everybody should be pulled up if they have a bad game, or everybody's open to be critiqued. That's sound. But like that gobshite earlier on, calling our players cow shit. Cow shit. I think he was a Liverpool fan as well. Like, I very much don't like Simon Mignolet, but I try and, keep my thoughts almost to myself about him. 6k for a Champions League final is ridiculous. Never mind the Wolves game, said Jack. Skipper Dog said, I feel Lovren is a level higher than Matip, but he just has the odd mistake in him and gets blown out of all proportion. It seems we have to have a player. We all have to have a player we always hate. Yeah, there is. You're right. Guess who's making her first trip to Anfield in March? Charlene. That's who. Keep your eyes peeled for picks, and I hope you have a wonderful trip, Charlene. I really, really do. I know what you've been through. I know it's been a tough time for you, my friend, and I hope you have a wonderful trip to Anfield. And of course, I hope you get an amazing game as well. Kev said, got a dirty mank at work with a season ticket. He has sold 2 tickets for Liverpool game for 350 quid. What do you think of that price? Would you pay 125 each? I thought it was decent. Would I pay? It depends on the game, but yes. I mean, I have, Kev. I've paid in excess of 100 quid for a ticket. I'll be honest, I have. It's been the only time way I've had to get a ticket at times. Yeah, but when you start going into the hundreds, multiples, I mean, as you said, you're not talking about a Champions League final here. You're talking about a league game. And yes, it is going to be a big league game. And I got screwed out of a ticket, by the way. I had tickets for Steven Gerrard's last game, which I think was against Crystal Palace, if memory serves correct. I had tickets for that. I booked them way in advance at the start of the season, before he'd even announced that he was going to be leaving or stopping playing for Liverpool at the end of the season. And then once he announced that he was leaving at the end of the season, I got fucked over. And the supporters club that I was a member of jacked up the prices of stuff that we'd already paid deposits on, turned it from a day trip into a 2-night stay, and the prices went through the fucking roof. Jordan Henderson is a workhorse, simple as that, said Stephen Richards. Is Klein gone forever? Technically, no. I think it's just a 6-month loan deal. But will he come back after going out? I don't know. It would make no sense. If we moved him out now, the manager mustn't see him in his plans. 1-0 to Newcastle tomorrow for Poochmount. A sneaky little score and park the bus job. That'll be sweet. 175 each. That's probably just at the edge of me saying fuck off, Kev, if I'm being honest. But I would pay that for corporate. So for United, if it was a United game, I'd be close, if I'm being honest. But I mean, it's a lot difference between, I suppose, that, Kev, and 6 grand. Hope Rafa does us proud tomorrow. So do I, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Gaelic or hurling? Gaelic for me, Niall. I played Gaelic in school. Yeah, never played hurling. Never had the ball to play hurling, if I'm being honest. I don't like Lovren because he's a weakness. Is he any more of a weakness than Matip to me? I don't see that he is. Both of them, I've said this time and time again, I would happily have both of them moved on in the summer. But they're here. They've both put in good games at times for the club. I think Matip has actually looked okay when he's come in recently. So I'm not buying into the negativity. I'm just trying to keep it positive and trying to believe and get behind our lads and not let my head fall off. Didn't Lovren get cleared of his court case today? I haven't got a clue, Louis. I have not got a clue. If you're talking, is this the tax thing you're talking about in Croatia? I think he wasn't the only one. I think there was a few of them up for that as well. Can't believe a supporters club would do that. Absolute wankers. Yeah, on this, Kev, I have to be careful about this, but this particular supporters club, it's an official supporters club as well. It's not just a group of lads. It's an official Liverpool supporters club. And the way that the tickets are sold and brought through, I'll tell you in private, Kev, it's fucking sickening at times, to be honest. Hurling is a bit mad, to be fair. I seen, Niall, somebody once described hurling as a mixture between Quidditch and murder. There you go. I think that was an English person when it was once on Sky Sports for the first time. They commented that it was a mixture between Quidditch and murder. Liverpool fan 10 said keep Origi. He's young. He's just not good enough though. He's been here, I don't know how long he's been here, 3-4 years. He just isn't good enough. He had a decent period the year we got to the Europa League final, but other than that, he hasn't proved himself at all. So I would say let him go, in my opinion. Hospitality tickets, 3 grand a season, better than 6 grand for a game. Exactly. I looked at those tickets when they first redid the main stand, and they had those corporate tickets. Myself and my mate looked at them, and we were very close to pulling the trigger, but it was still a lot for games that we'd have to sell at least half of them probably to get over, and I couldn't sell them at a profit because I just wouldn't feel right. Right, some more things to go through. Another transfer. Oh, actually, for those of you who don't know, Kevin Friend has been announced as the referee for the Reds' trip to London to face West Ham next Monday. I fucking hate Kevin Friend. He does not like Liverpool. I'm convinced of it, that he doesn't like Liverpool. Well, Kevin Friend is the referee for the game against the Hammers. And where was it? Oh yes, one more transfer topic. According to Italian journalist Nicola Schira, and Gazzetta dello Sport, Liverpool have entered negotiations with Brescia over a deal to sign midfielder Sandro Tonali. It's claimed by Shearer that a scout was sent by Liverpool to observe Tonali in Brescia's encounter with, is it Spezia, on Sunday afternoon as they continue to ponder a move to sign him, and the rumoured fee is believed to be around the 30 million mark. There are a couple of sources coming out of Italy talking about this one, and it's not just Liverpool that have been linked to this kid. A host of top clubs around Europe have been linked to him, but they're saying, much like the Abdul Kadir guy, the Amor kid, that Liverpool are looking to bring him in the summer. I think even Brescia's owner or fucking CEO or whoever he is was talking about this and said something about Liverpool having registered an interest in the player, I think is the right phrase to use. Again, this kid, what's he been called? The new Pirlo, isn't it? I don't know what to say. It makes sense when you see Liverpool linked to young players, young up and coming top talents. It's a good thing. It's something that I would say we should be, and they're the type of players we should be looking at, as well as bringing in some established talents, which we've done with Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, those type of players who weren't like superstars at the time, but were certainly established players. Loving his third or fourth choice, and he's brilliant at that, said Dave Sweeney. Guys, just a quick shout out to anybody who hasn't yet hit the subscribe button. As you can see, we're only 7 subscribers away now from hitting the next mark of 50. So if you're watching this, whether you're watching this live now or you're watching it on playback, if you could take a minute to hit that subscribe button, that would be really appreciated. And of course, drop a like on the stream. You fuckers missed your chance the other night. You were so close as well. Connor said to you the other night, if the stream got 150 likes, that he would leak photos of me with hair. And they do exist, but you were about 10 short. So unlucky on that one. Felt like going full on Lucas Leiva there, but yeah, unlucky on that one. But as I said, we're only heading towards 7,550 now, so if you can hit that subscribe button, guys, really appreciate it. Yes, I've said many times we get screwed every time Kevin Friend refs one of our games, said John. Look, I have many issues with Premier League referees, mate, and Kevin Friend is one of the worst in my opinion. Michael Oliver, I think, is a good referee. I thought your man, what's his name, Mark fucking Ed Sheeran concert fella that fucked off to Dubai or wherever he went to, he was a decent referee as well, but I don't have much time for most of them. I think the standard of refereeing in the Premier League is shocking. DT being saying shit about Liverpool fans. I'm going to hold my tongue, Carrie. I'm going to hold my tongue on Mr. Double Initials, because we all know he's just a big pussy. Salah and Mane, Firmino, 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. On this 4-2-3-1, this is something that we've talked about a lot. I think if we play a 4-2-3-1, I don't want Mo Salah being the one, because I don't think he's as effective playing in behind like that. I much prefer him coming in from the right. I find when we play him in the one, he gets isolated far too much and we don't get support up to him. And even if he does hold the ball up, we've no one around him, and he's going up to win balls against 2 or 3 centre backs. So I'd rather a Timo Werner or somebody like that to be brought in and to play there, and then play Bobby in behind, Salah on the right and Mane on the left, and that would be perfect for me in a 4-2-3-1 with a Gini Wijnaldum and a Fabinho, and then mix it up. Of course, you've got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain there you could introduce in, you've got Shaqiri as well. Plenty of options there for the manager. I fancy West Ham at home to run Liverpool close. I don't, mate. Honestly, West Ham are one of the teams I'm always really confident when Liverpool play. And I know that, again, they're another hit and miss team though, aren't they? But for me, yeah, I don't know. I'm always confident going to West Ham. Going to Leicester always worries me. Playing Leicester away, I'm always nervous. Obviously, going to playing the Manx, you're nervous. Never nervous playing Everton, to be fair. There are some teams that, yeah, we just aren't great against, but I think from my recent memories anyway, we're usually alright at West Ham. We've also been linked to the new Markovic. Oh, Kev, say it ain't so, mate. Please say it ain't so. Kevin Friend can shove his fingers up his ass. I can't stand that arrogant little cunt. He's a punchable face ass twat as well, said LFC_5. Jack's Page said Salah was shit at Chelsea and they sold him. We bought him. Origi has been average at Liverpool and he's young, so if he goes now it might bite us in the ass. Yes, I've said, actually, if you go back, Jack, and watch some streams months ago talking about Divock Origi, I pretty much said what you said there. I think you will see him go on and in 27, 28 years of age be very, very good. Almost in a Didier Drogba kind of way when he, I don't say fills out because he's probably filled out, but when he becomes more commanding and a bit more established and he's got a little bit more experience, yeah, I think you're right. But I don't want him to be here for the next 5 or 6 years trying to get to that position. I'd rather we just move him on. Lovren or Phil Jones? Lovren every day of the week, without a shadow of a doubt, without any hesitation whatsoever. Phil Jones is absolute dog shit. Craig, I can't stand all this young Pirlo, etc. It wasn't Jay Spear and the new Gerrard. Oh, we've had so many of them, mate. Bruno Cheru was the new Zidane. Then there's the new Pirlo, as you said, the new Steven Gerrard. Just so many of them. We need to get midfielders who are excellent at keeping the ball. Our present guys are susceptible, said Krishna. Hurling is the fastest ball sport in the world and takes skills that would make the lads millions if it was a big time sport. Mate, all my respect to hurlers. As you said, it's ridiculous. The talent that those guys possess, the hand-eye coordination, the speed of thought, the athleticism and the nerve. 100% agree with what you've said, Brian. Craig with hair, leak it. Yes, I do. Mark Clattenburg, that's the one, Connor, thank you. Yes, there is actually pictures of me with hair. There is, they really do exist. I hadn't got them till my wife sent them to me, but they do exist. I'm just in, Craig, what have I missed? A couple of links to Liverpool and young players, mate. Another few links saying that we are interested in signing that Abdul Kadir Amor guy from Trabzonspor. Somebody saying that we've agreed a deal of around 20 million euros. And then a couple of sources in Italy have linked us to that kid Tonali for around 30 million, the Brescia midfielder. That's pretty much the gist of it. Dave Sweeney said the 4-2-3-1 is usually a way to find out to the opposition tactics. Conservative playing. Lee Mason can fuck off too, said Stephen Richards. Sounds like he's filled out in the shower already. Big cock Divock. Are you at Anfield? Yes, obviously I'm in a studio here live at Anfield. The gaffer's just making me a cup of tea there. Do you want one? 2 sugars? Connor is the new Craig. He's starting to lose his hair. Oh, shots fired. And he's misspelled your name, Connor. I mean, that's really shots fired. The haters have a short memory. Lovren versus Dortmund. Oh, I'll never forget that as long as I live. That game was sensational, wasn't it? I'll never forget the Anfield Raps post-match podcast after that game. It was brilliant. They were all half pissed, which is great. They were all obviously in flying form. John Gibbons, if I remember correctly, had his top off and he was waving it round, and there was just people or person after person coming into the room they were recording in, and it was brilliant. It was one of the best listens of a podcast I've ever had. And as I've said before, if you don't listen to the Anfield Rap, give them a try. Fantastic. Redmen TV as well, award-winning Redmen TV. Nothing but love for those guys and anyone that makes Liverpool content or content in general. Nothing but love, except for Arsenal Fan TV, who can obviously go and fuck themselves. Specifically Mr. Double Initials. Any news on Timo Werner? Not that I'm aware of, Carrie. Unfortunately, we did talk the other night about Leipzig wanted him to sign a new deal that would have a buyout clause of 70 million euro for a European top 10 club to come in and buy him. That's all I know. I'd be amazed if he signed that deal though, when he knows he could probably get a better move for less money for them, more money for him in the summer. Leicester are very hot and cold. Let's hope it's the rubbish version, said Skipper Dog. That's what I'm hoping for as well. And I've been talking to a couple of Leicester friends on this. They have been a little bit hit and miss this season. And when Leicester were on it, they were a very, very difficult side. Give them all the respect in the world. But if we were away, as I said, if we were at the King Power, this would be worrying me a lot more. Connor's the new Scooby-Doo. We're all in Anfield. Connor and I are behind the scenes. October's not here, unfortunately. The Anfield Rap is superb. Redmen very good too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had my Anfield Rap subscription for many, many years, and it was £5 a month, very well spent. The only reason I stopped my Anfield Rap subscription is because I was spending so much time on here talking to you guys. I didn't have time to listen to it. But I'll always be a fan. Always be a fan of the Anfield Rap. Craig, do you prefer Celtic or Rangers? Honest answer, Niall, is I couldn't give a fuck about either one of them. I'd actually probably, I've no preference in Scotland, but I would probably nudge towards Aberdeen if I was to go anyway. If we're going to sign a young player with a view to the future and also someone who has heaps of ability and skill, then Perino from Corinthians would be my suggestion. He's 21 and I think he's 21 in April. That's my 2 cents. The thing there, John, is what would make, when signing a Brazilian like that, there's a couple of things that make it possible. One, does he have a Portuguese passport? Because if he has a Portuguese passport, that makes the deal infinitely easier to make. And two, again, it depends on his experience for the national team and stuff like that with regards to getting him a visa. We all seen what Alan Rodriguez de Sousa, or I think that's how you pronounce his name, but we still haven't been able to get that guy a visa to play. How true was the transfer of Amor? A couple of people are reporting it. I can't say if it's definite because I'd be lying to you because I'm not involved in the deal, obviously. But it seems to have, the interest is true, I would gather. Whether the deal has been agreed or not, it isn't really for me to say. All I can do is pass on the reports that I've read. But I would say that there's some interest there. But I couldn't say anything more than that because I'd be guessing. Kevin Friend is the ref for the West Ham game. Just mentioned that a couple of minutes ago, buddy. It's yeah, I don't like him. I really don't like Kevin Friend. Why did we let Klein leave Liverpool on loan? I've no idea, and I think it was a silly move. It's probably one of the only things I've ever questioned Jurgen Klopp on. When he moved on Sacco, I agreed with him because of the reasoning behind it. But this one, unless we don't know something, it seems very strange. Brian Morris, he said, Lovren is perfectly encapsulated by that Dortmund game. That was our old, wild, uncontrolled side. 4-3 ding-dongs and mad football. No real control. That's the old Liverpool, though. Not sure he suits now. What a night, though. What a night, Brian, that was. It looked like it was all gone. And then you just knew. Once we got back to within one, you just fucking knew what was happening. Mika Richards retires at the age of 30 due to injury problems. Always sad when a player has to retire young. Thankfully, he'll have made enough money to live a comfortable life, and I don't mean that in a sarcastic sense. I'm genuine about that. But yeah, you never want to hear of anybody retiring because of injury and stuff. And as well, for those boxing fans out there, and you guys know I'm a massive fan of boxing, George Groves announced his retirement today as well, and delighted for him that he won a world title before he retired. Even more happy that Callum Smith beat him in the World Super Series final. And I'm looking forward to seeing him win those fights next. But congratulations to George Groves on his career. He's right as well. He wants to get out. Well, he has all his faculties. He's a young family. He obviously feels he's made enough. And fair play to him. Have you seen United's fixture list for March and April? They've PSG twice, Chelsea twice, Liverpool, City and Palace. Yeah, that's going to be a real test for Mr. Solskjaer and that Manchester United squad, and that'll definitely have a big say of where they finish this season, if they get into that top four or not. Guys, we've about half an hour left on tonight's stream and I'm absolutely fucking loving being on. Last night and the night before, the issues with the new camera and stuff, it was so frustrating not being able to come on and talk to you guys. I had so much I wanted to say, so much I wanted to come on and listen to. I just couldn't do it with the new camera, so we went old school tonight, and there you go. What have we got? Craig, just helping Klopp to pick the team for Wednesday night. Just chilling in Jurgen's office, as you do. Don't eat all the biscuits, Liam. Leave me a couple of hobnobs, pal. Kev, I like Bellotti as well. Kev saying he likes Bellotti of Torino, impressed me in pre-season, 25 and captain, also knows where the net is. He's a very good player. I'm surprised he's still there, because he was linked with a host of European clubs last season. O-Dog said, I support Liverpool and have always had a soft spot for Celtic. I mean, don't get me wrong, mate. I mean, Celtic or Rangers, I'm absolutely sound about it. I just don't buy into the religious bollocks that goes along with it. Groves gave it everything, said Sean W. Absolutely, absolutely. I was delighted for him, even though he's a Chelsea fan. I was delighted that he got his world title when he won that WBA belt. I think it was WBA belt. Yeah, congratulations to him. 4th attempt, but he got there when he beat Shooting Off, so well done to him on a great career. If you couldn't get Pedrinho, then I go for 19-year-old Portuguese Benfica player João Felix Aguero. Is that the guy who we put in a bid for already? Or we apparently put in that 62 million quid bid for him that nobody heard about, but they rejected. PSN said, people say that Salah is a diver, just Liverpool haters. There's no reason to hate Salah. He's the nicest guy. This is a really tricky subject, isn't it? And there was a good example of this tonight. Barnet were playing in the FA Cup and their player was kicked in the penalty box in the first half and he didn't go down. Nothing given. In the second half, Brentford player went down in the box under no contact and got a penalty. And yet they're trying to tell players to be honest. They're trying to tell players not to go down. You have to, because referees just bottle it. They won't give it to you. If you don't go down, you're not getting a decision. And what that leads to then is these 50-50s or these iffy ones that maybe Salah got called on and stuff like that. It's the truth. And I'm not backing Salah and I'm not tarnishing anybody else. But if you do not go down, refs aren't going to give you the fucking penalties. If they started giving them when they see the contact or the kick, then this might be a little bit different. But if anyone watched the game tonight, that FA Cup game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Where in Ireland are you from? Dublin originally, but I live in Wexford now. I can't wait to watch Chelsea versus United in the FA Cup. Fair enough. Micah Richards was meant to be the next big thing. Last time I heard about him, he was when City first blew up. Yeah, he was. But as I said, you never want to hear of anybody's career ending because of injury. Is your camera fixed? What went wrong yesterday? No, it's not fixed. Basically, the problem is we bought a brand new Nikon 5300 DSLR camera. And with that camera, with every camera, when you use on YouTube and you go through OBS, there's an audio lag. And you can sync that audio lag. You can go into OBS and you can bring it backwards or forwards by milliseconds or seconds, whatever you need to sync up the audio and the video, because they're two separate files that are going through, gets processed and comes out the other side on YouTube. Now, unfortunately, what was happening with the new camera is it wasn't staying the same. That sync was changing. So what would be okay 1 minute, 5 minutes down the line, it was completely out of sync again, and we cannot for the life of us figure out why. So just to make sure we can carry on, I went back to the old web camera. It's a 700 fucking euro headache at the minute, but we'll figure it out. Best to be on doing streams than not doing them, or I'd rather not put out any stream than put out shitty out of sync stuff. So we went back to the old camera, and thankfully it seems to be okay. I seen O'Donnell's crisps today and walked past with a look of disgust. So you should, Sean. They're not kills, mate. You're right. You did right. How's the skin regime going? Look at it, mate. It's fucking marvellous. Of course, it's wonderful. Why are you so handsome? I don't know, mate. I mean, I know it's not fair to the rest of the world. I mean, I was looking earlier on television at Bradley Cooper, and I just went, you ugly cunt. You wish you were me, Cooper. You wish that big messy head of hair on him. He wishes he had this chrome dome. He really does. In Ireland, supporting Celtic or Rangers just boils down to hatred most of all. Yeah, it does a lot of the time, and it's fucking wrong. Wrong on so many levels, Brian. I like the Barnet kit, said Stephen Richards. Mate, I love orange kits. I like the Wolves kit this year as well. Rafa's doing us a favour, said Ferno. I hope so, my friend. I really do. There are degrees of diving. I hate those who dive with no contact. Absolutely. And look, we can call out divers as much as we want. Everybody's done it. All our players for every club. We've all had a player who's taken a dive from time to time. Worst case scenario, you have a good camera for doing non-stream videos. Yeah, that's... Yes, mate, but I don't take any photos. I don't take any photos whatsoever, Pat. We bought the camera, I should say, entirely for doing this. Yeah, but we'll figure it out. It's all good. We'll figure it out. Love you too, Charlene. Thank you. Ferno is on the hooch, is he? Nice. Enjoy yourself, Ferno. Fuck it. Let your hair down. Can you show us your tattoo? Which one? I've got quite a few. I've got which one is the full sleeve? This one. This one is a full sleeve, as you can see. Well, you can see right up my arm. And then this one Again, I have a tracksuit top on. This is it's a half sleeve. It's not finished yet, as you can see there. Yeah, and I've got a couple on my leg as well, and a few other bits and pieces, but they aren't finished yet. Well, one sleeve is, the other one has to be done, and I'm too fucking lazy to go and get it finished. Too lazy and too broke as well, but mostly lazy. I hope Poch goes to Madrid and then we nab Eriksen. Would love him at Liverpool. We had the really annoying part there was we had a chance to get him from Ajax at the time, and we didn't pull the trigger. And you know what? I'm not gonna look back at this and make out that I was a fucking genius. At the time, I thought he wasn't of the level. I have to say, at the time, I thought he wouldn't progress as well as he has, and he's shown me up to be an absolute dick. Because Christian Eriksen's a wonderful footballer. I wish I was on the cider. No drink since July. I've done well. Well done, Charlene. Absolutely. I don't drink myself either, but that's just because I don't like hangovers. And Kev, mate, thank you, but don't be going spending your hard-earned money on us, buddy. You already do enough for us with the Instagram account, which we appreciate greatly. I'd love Rabiot at Liverpool, said O-Dog. No drink since July. Sean can't believe it. Sean's calling bullshit, but I believe you. I believe you, Charlene, and I know why as well. Did you keep the receipt for the camera? Lots of Diet Chav for €700. Yes, of course, but there's nothing wrong with the camera, Dave. The camera is working 100%. It's not a camera issue whatsoever. Plus, it wasn't the camera that cost £700. The camera, and then you had to buy something that's called a Cam Link, which is like a capture card, which allows you to play the camera or connect the camera to the MacBook. And then there was some HDMI wires and a few other bits and pieces. All in all, the whole lot came to just shy of €700. We actually got a very good deal on the camera. My wife's cousin works in Curry's, and he got us a staff discount as well as it was on sale. So we got a very good deal on the camera. The camera's worth about £800, and we picked it up for around the 5 mark. So yeah, we got a pretty damn good deal on that. I meant non-live stream vids. Oh yes, absolutely, Pat. We could definitely do that. We could record some stuff without a shadow of a doubt. And when we go over and meet people, and we meet all of you guys, and we pop over to say hello, 100% we'll be using the DSLR to film and getting some class content with it, because it is a brilliant camera, I have to say. Connor hasn't drank since Friday. Amazing. Call Ripley's and tell them Connor hasn't drank since Friday. Where's the Diet Chav? There it is. You guys keep doubting me. You keep doubting that I have a can. There's always one within reach. In my life, I'll tell you how bad I am. There's even some in the car. Even reserve ones in the car in case I forget to bring one with me. I don't leave my fucking house or go anywhere without a can of Diet Chav. Imagine our full squad, including Chamberlain and Ryan Brewster, available and ready by the end of March. Unfortunately, I don't think Ryan Brewster will be, Anthony. Klopp was saying probably best to wait for pre-season for him. It's a bit of a setback, but I get where you're coming from. We have a fine squad, mate. We really do. Eriksen's attitude is brilliant as well. He's not a twat like other big players. It's going to be a tough time for Spurs with him. I think at the end of the season he's got 1 year left, and the big boys will come sniffing because they can get him at a knockdown price. But he's been a fantastic player for Spurs. I mean, nothing but respect for Christian Eriksen. He destroyed Ireland as well in the playoffs. Kev said he earned a few bob this week in overtime. I like to support what you're doing. Yourself and Connor's time is appreciated. Mate, as is yours. You do a lot for us as well, Kev, on Instagram, as I said, so thank you for everything. Wouldn't it be funny if Newcastle beat City and Rafa gave the good old 5 finger to the Manx? That would be class, Liam. That would be class. Do you think Amor is trying to force a move or get a new contract? Oh, I think it's a move, Louis, and I don't know if he's trying to force it, because Trabzonspor have been very fair and said that if a big club came in, they would allow the move to happen. But they think he deserves to go to a big club because they think he's that good. Good night, Stephen, mate, and pass on my best to Louise. I know she was in earlier on. Fun fact, Jurgen Klopp scored 30 plus goals for Mainz in the 70s. Nice. You only ever see that one clip of him scoring. I think you know the one I'm talking about. Anfield agenda, past, present and future. All are one, so you're drinking. There you go. Oh, Craig is... What's this? Is there an LFC amongst your artwork, i.e. tats. Oh yes, there is, Gary. I've got a tattoo on my leg that is hard to describe, and I don't have my phone to hold it up. You know the own McVeigh Foundation banner? Well, it's based on that, except the son, I'm the father in it obviously, but the son is a little gingerbread man, which is my kid, and we're walking along a road that's made up of the autism symbol, and we're heading along that road towards a Liverpool at the end of it. It's very tough to describe, but yes, I do have a Liverpool tattoo. Eriksen would be very difficult to get out of Spurs. Normally I would say yes, but as I said, Brian, his contract is running down. Those diet chavs are really bad for your health. Get the regular. Fuck off. Tell me what to do, mate. Don't I go on and tell you what to fucking do? And don't give me all the shit about fucking the what's the stuff in it? The aspartame or whatever it's called. Fucking there's no doubt whatsoever that the regular Coke is infinitely worse for your health, because it's packed full of fucking calories and sugar. So if I get cancer or something from aspartame, whatever, it's my choice. Whatever happens in my life is going to happen. I'm going to enjoy my fucking Diet Coke, and I'm not going to let anybody like you tell me what I can and can't fucking drink. God almighty. Fucking, you're the first person in my fucking life that's ever had a dig at me for drinking Diet Coke. A lunatic. I actually started on Old English. Oh, stomach strip and stuff. Fanta is better. I do like Fanta as well. I like a Rock Shandy. Anybody know what Rock Shandy is? Any non-Irish people? Rock Shandy is delicious. Cancer from Coke, that's a bit extreme. It's not, Niall, because what you get is the people, there's something in this, aspartame I think it's called. Yeah, there it is, aspartame. Everybody that tells you not to drink Diet Coke, they come back with that aspartame is a carcinogenic. Every single one of them, because it's a sweetener basically. Rock Shandy is amazing. It is delish. It really is. Club Orange is nicer than Fanta. Do you know what? Club Orange is pretty damn nice as well, Sean, to be fair. Fanta Lemon is gorgeous. We should get our knobs out and go for Eriksen this summer. That would be nice. Pooch Mount, talk to you soon, buddy. Thank you for joining us. Rock Shandy is a fantastic show. Oh, it's beautiful, man, isn't it? For anyone that doesn't know what Rock Shandy is, if maybe you've never heard it before, it's basically a mixture of fizzy orange and fizzy lemon in one bowl. Oh, it's so good. It's a perfect summer drink to treat yourself if you want a bit of sugar with some ice. Oh, it's so good. Coffee is better. Yes, I do love me some coffee. I drink a lot of coffee as well. Club Orange all the way. Oh, Rock Shandy, man, get on it. Honestly, it's delicious. Sorry I'm late, ladies and gentlemen. Who have we agreed a fee for? Jose, the people in question, there's two. Firstly, the one in the headline of the stream tonight is that kid, Abdul Kadir Amor. A couple of people in Turkey have said that Liverpool have agreed a €20 million fee to bring him in the summer. Again, mate, I'm not saying it has or hasn't happened. I'm trying to just get it back up here so I can tell you exactly who it was. Bear with me 1 second until I go back through my notes. So James Knowlton on Twitter, who's a journalist, I think he's journalist for a couple of places, via ajanspor.com, so AJANNSPOR.com. Liverpool have agreed a £20 million deal for Trabzonspor 19-year-old Turkish midfielder Abdul Kadir Amor. The transfer will go through at the end of the season. And the other one was one that somebody mentioned the other night, which was Italian journalist Nicola Schira and the Gazzetta dello Sport have said that Liverpool have entered negotiations with Brescia over a deal to sign midfielder Sandro Tonali. And it's believed that the fee that they want from is around the 30 million mark. Again, that's the two that are in the headline of the stream tonight, or the two that people are asking about. Is Rock Shandy like cream soda? No, not at all. Although cream soda, Jesus, that's very sugary stuff. No, Rock Shandy is just orange and lemon mixed together. Fizzy orange and fizzy lemon mixed together. It's delicious. Why are cans nicer than bottles? I don't know, Sean, but it's a good show. All the way from USA, says Angelus. Welcome, mate. Always great to have somebody new in, or at least if you're not new, to get you in the chat, mate. Thank you. I hope you've hit that subscribe button as well. But lots of love from Ireland. I think AC Milan are also in for Tonali, said Louis. Apparently there's a few clubs, mate. And you know, yeah, you wouldn't be surprised. If he is that much of a talent, then I'm sure there's a load of clubs sniffing around. Coke from pubs is the best. Fucking price of those things though, David. Those tiny little bottles. Pierce denied both Tonali and Amora. Yes, but Pierce also denied other players who we've gone on and signed Buddy in the past. Excuse me. Let's just wait and see. I suppose for now all we can do, mate, is wait and see. And none of us really are expecting anyone to come in this window, I think. I think that's fair at this point. Red lemonade. Oh, don't even... It's a very Irish thing, Niall, isn't it? Red lemonade. Only in Ireland. It's madness. Oh, said, don't worry, mate. I'm not going to have a heart attack. I just get very defensive about my Diet Coke, mate. Very defensive about it. I do love it. It's my only vice in life, really, apart from Kyo's and frozen M&M's. Peanut M&M's. Tonali will go to AC Milan, said Ferno. I've no idea, pal. I'm not a fan of Italian players coming into the Premier League in general, because not too many of them have worked out. Some have, of course, there will be examples, but there's been a lot more that haven't. So it's went from Celtic Rangers to fizzy drinks. That's the beauty of the stream. I mean, you get the Liverpool hardcore stuff, and then you get the absolutely fucking ridiculous stuff that we talk about. Chav tax is coming in soon. It's already here, Kev. In Ireland, they already tax you for non-diet drinks. So a bottle of Coke is more expensive than a bottle of Diet Coke. Or what the supermarkets are doing is you're getting smaller bottles of Diet Coke or of Coke than Diet Coke. But yeah, there is a tax, a sugar tax in Ireland anyway. Jack Daniels and Coke. Not a whiskey drinker. If I did drink, never been able to drink whiskey. I'm from Ireland, I've no clue what red lemonade is. Seriously. Although north and not the south. TK red lemonade, Niall. Just have a Google of that, I suppose. TK red lemonade. It's yeah, it's a very Irish thing. Not heard of red lemonade, but we do have red cola up in Scotland, said John. Oreos. Yeah, I'm not reading that out. Definitely not fair enough. Have you seen Bad Day for the Cut Irish film on Netflix? I thought it was good. No, I haven't seen it, David. Loads of people going through their drink likes, which is great. I wish we got Lucas Paqueta, said Louis. Red cola? Oh, you're Scottish, Charlene, so you would know what that is, yes. Remember Riera. Alberto Riera? I actually liked Riera. Or Albert Riera, sorry. I liked him. I thought he was okay for us. Iron Brew is the most Scottish drink ever. Yep. Every time someone says Iron Brew now, I think of Andy Robertson. VVD still not returned since his illness. Apparently, Nerd Boy, they were saying if he doesn't train tomorrow, he isn't going to start. So it all comes down to if he'll train tomorrow. If he trains tomorrow, there's every chance he'll start. If he doesn't, then it's sounding like he won't start. Kev, I do like a red wine myself, if I was to have a tipple. Right, what else we got? What's with all the midfielders? How about 20-30 plus goals a season? Out and out striker. Firmino is the central attacking midfielder. Salah and Mane on the wings. Yes, we need, like, give me a team of Werner, Ian, as you said. Drop Bobby deeper and the two lads on the wings, and then you've got Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Ryan Brewster as well. We do have options, you're right. We've a shit ton of midfielders. Let's talk about the pool, said Anto. Anto, relax, mate. They're only talking about the old soft drinks. It's all good. We've been talking about Liverpool for an hour and 20 minutes so far, but I'm trying to see if there's anything I missed out on in my notes. Did we hit the target? Where are we? No, guys, we're still 5 subs away. So if anyone is watching and they haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so, and we'll get to 7550. It's all mind games. I'm sure he'll play, said Connor. I think he'll play as well. I think if we have to wheel Virgil van Dijk out into that field, he'll play. How great is it to have the Reds back though? I mean, this gap has seemed ridiculously long. It seems like I've gone through a holiday or another Christmas period without a game. It's madness. Cannot wait to get the Reds back in action. It's on BT, by the way, for anyone who's in the UK and want to know where it's on this week. And we'll be live for the watch along at 7:30 on Wednesday night. If anybody wants to join us for that one, we'll be doing a watch along of the game. James Pearce tweeted saying VVD is a doubt for the Leicester game. Yep. I said, oh dog, I think it comes down to tomorrow's training from what I can gather. If I was VVD, I'd be training or want to. I could have 2 broken legs and still want to play. To be fair, VVD is pretty damn tough. I think if there's any way he can play, he will be playing. I just came in. Who was the player they might sign? Well, there's 2 actually, Operation Blackout. I mentioned it a couple of moments ago. The first one is Abdul Kadir Amor, which is the guy from Trabzonspor, and it's rumoured that Liverpool have agreed a €20 million fee for him, and this is coming via 2 sources, that we've agreed a deal for the summer. And the other one is that Liverpool have been linked to that Tonali guy from Brescia. A couple of sources, Corriere dello Sport and somebody else, saying that they're looking to put in, or they want £30 million for the young kid. Isn't Harry Maguire out for Leicester? No, our friend from Leicester City said that he was available for the game, Louis. You know, Leicester City Football Club Boya, he was saying that he thinks he's going to be available. Jason, never need to apologise, pal. I always say to people, we appreciate when you come in, but if you can't make it, don't ever feel like you need to apologise. Wow, Kev, you are doing bits, mate. Instagram is at 4,500 subs. Mate, you're knocking it out of the park. Well done. That is class. So proud of you, mate. Well done. Let's be real. A win in the Leicester game is a must because City are on fire. Yes, to the first part, mate, 100%. We cannot get anything less than a win. I wouldn't worry about City being on fire though. I don't get that part of it. We're not doing too badly ourselves. You know, 1 loss in the league all season, but I agree. It's an absolute must win. And what's your thoughts? Is it Delvile's one? Excuse me for mispronouncing. What's your thoughts on the game? I'm going for a 2-0 win personally, mate. I think both will end up being available. Oh, for the game, yes. I think Van Dijk will play. Personally, I think he'll play. What's your starting 11 for Leicester? Alisson, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Matip, Robertson, Henderson, Gini, I hope, is available. Keita, Mane, Firmino, Salah. That's the 11 I'd go with. Coutinho's been getting a lot of hate from Barcelona fans recently. As you said, the grass isn't always greener, Louis. And Chan hasn't had the greatest of starts to his career in Juventus either, but in fairness, he was out, I think, for a couple of months with, I can't remember what he had an operation on something and I can't remember what it was. Would you ever do a live stream with Robbie? Robbie from AFTV. No, as I said time and time again, Arsenal Fan TV are the only channel I will never ever do anything with, ever. Mark Goldbridge I've done twice with Carrie already. I did. I was on the United stand for a preview of the United game, and then Mark came on to our channel for a post-match show. He was kind enough to come over for that one. So yeah, done that one, no problem with it. I recorded a video for Leicester City channel ahead of this game, and I'm happy to work with most other fan channels. I just don't like Arsenal Fan TV, if I'm being honest. I hate Mr. Double Initials. He's a twat. I don't have anything against Robbie particularly, by the way. I don't know the guy. I just don't like their channel. I don't like what they do. I don't like the way they portray their own fans and try and make them look like a pack of fucking mugs. It's just my opinion on it. I've always been honest and open about it since I started. I don't know any of them personally whatsoever. And I've never really gone after Robbie or attacked him in any way because I don't know him, but Mr. Double Initials is just a bully. He's just a big fucking oversized baby that hasn't got a pair on him. He just likes to bully kids. And he's in Goldbridge's pocket, which is absolutely hilarious as well. Goldbridge is so far inside DT's head, it's hilarious. What else have we got? How about a live interview with Cass on the boxing YouTube channel? Who? Oh, Cassie. Oh, you mean Coogan Cassius? Oh, fuck it, yeah. Hell yeah, Kev. Put me down for that one. I watched most of Coogan Cassius's interviews. I love when he gets to interview Eddie Hearn as well. They're always priceless. But yeah, that would be a definite Kev. I would jump at the chance to do that. The Newcastle Fans TV channel seemed good. Watched a couple of videos. I haven't seen them, but of course, Dave, I would never have any problem doing something with those guys either. None whatsoever. I don't mind AFTV, but I can't stand DT, said O-Dog. Oh mate, look, I'm not trying to shift anyone's opinion of any other channel. People watch whatever they feel like watching, and I respect them for it. I'm just giving my opinions. It has double initials. Yeah, I don't even like saying his fucking name sometimes, Niall. Craig, have you heard the Conor McGregor stuff? Yes, Kev, I heard it a few weeks back, mate. I was sent some screenshots of a few bits and pieces as well, and obviously I would never comment on that type of stuff because I don't know anything about what's going on there with Conor McGregor or not. So, but I have heard it because you've asked me the question, which is why I'm answering. But it's not something I'd ever speak about publicly because I don't. It's not my place to do so. Did you see the football match where DT and Goldbridge get into heated discussions? Yes, I did. I also seen the edited footage that came out of that match. Yourself and Paul from Redmen TV. I don't think that will ever happen, to be fair, and not because of any disrespect. I have immense respect for them. I just don't think I'd work with another Liverpool channel. It doesn't make much sense. I respect them, as I said. I've spoken very highly about them, and at the Anfield Wrap on many occasions. I want to do my own thing on here. Myself and Connor started this, and we're building a lovely community of amazing people in here, and just leave Redmen to do their own thing, and I'll watch them from afar and tip my hat to them and say job well done. But no, I'll never go on Redmen and do stuff with them. I used to like True Geordie, but he's gone shite now, says Sean. I've seen a little bit of True Geordie, a few little bits and pieces. I know who he is. And look, he's blown up, and fair fucks to him. He's over 1 million subscribers now, and he's doing really well for himself. And I know a lot of people who really, really like his stuff. But as I said, I don't watch lots of stuff on YouTube, so I'm probably not the best person to comment on all this stuff. Are you a North Dub or a South Dub? Very, very, very South Dub, Niall. I'm the furthest point south before you hit Wicklow. That's how far south. Do a live with Ian Holloway. That'd be brilliant. I love Ian Holloway. He's an absolute nut job. Love him. What else have we got? What's your comment about rumours of Rabiot to Anfield? Yes, let me just get my notes up here, mate, and I'll answer that for you. Okay, so I'm just going to read you out my notes if that's okay. It makes it easier for me. Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Adrien Rabiot is stalling over a proposed move to Tottenham in January, as he'd hoped to join Liverpool if he ever left the Ligue 1 side for the Premier League. The part there really kills me saying that. Get French Football News are reporting that Pochettino has been in talks to bring Rabiot to Spurs this month. It does seem that Liverpool have cooled their interest in Rabiot, but you can never say never in these. And yeah, Rabiot, he's only 23 years of age. And I know people say we don't need another midfielder, but if you could get a player like him for free or on very small money, and his wages are another thing I know, but 23 years of age, an established French international, and already full of experience, I mean, I think whoever gets him is going to get a good player. I miss the Diaz brothers. Yeah, Nate Diaz. I mean, what a warrior that man is. That first fight with McGregor, the fucking abuse that he took in that fight. I mean, physical abuse. He was absolutely battered for the first few rounds, And he just kept coming back smiling. He's as hard as nails. Did anyone see Joe Rogan with Mike Tyson? Yes, I did, Niall. I listened to every Joe Rogan podcast. It's my favourite show. Absolutely love it. And yeah, it was good. It was good. And he's going to have Kanye West on soon, which is going to be interesting. Bababio. I know, Charlie, I got completely tongue-tied on that one. Phil Brown, the ex-Hull manager. Do you remember, what was his name, giving it all this? And, who's the guy that does Soccer AM now? Fucking Scouser, I can't think of his name, but yes, his impression in the centre of the pitch was brilliant. Jimmy Bullard, that was him. Skipper Dog, yeah, that was brilliant. Lallana is going soon, so Rabiot on a free would do nicely. I mean, I fucking think he'd be, if he was available and we had an option of it, I think we'd be silly not to look at it. I'm going to keep taking the piss with that. I mean, I would as well, Charlene. If I was you, I'd take the piss out of me about it as well. Brian Cox and Joe Rogan tonight. Too smart for me. No, I'll give that one a bash as well. I like Professor Brian Cox. As you said, very intelligent man. And definitely far too intelligent for me, but I'll give it a go and see if I can enjoy it. Guys, I'm going to call it a night there. It was so much fun being able to come back on tonight and not have sync issues and not have the stream fuck up. So thank you so much to everybody for bearing with us over the past couple of days while we tried to sort that out. You're all absolute legends. And if you're watching this later on and you're watching it on replay, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a minute to do so. It mean the world to us. Drop a like on the stream as well. And guys, tomorrow it's all going to be about the countdown to the game against Leicester City on Wednesday. It's going to be a proper preview of the game. I'll give you my starting 11. We'll look at the Leicester City possible 11. We'll go through your thoughts, predictions, as much as we can ahead of the game. And of course, we'll be doing a watch along of the game as well. Starting at 7:30 on Wednesday. But first and foremost, I'll be back tomorrow at 10 or 10:15. Thank you to everyone that joined us tonight. Thank you to Connor for all his help as always. Thank you to Kev, to October, for Charlene, everybody else that helps us out with the accounts and stuff. Mickey for ours as well on Facebook. You guys are absolute legends. Love every one of you, and up the motherfucking Reds.